To date, and as of the recording of this video, the United States has shot down 4 UFOs with each missile costing around $400,000. Do you guys feel as if this is a great use of taxpayer money? President Biden walked out of a press conference after being asked an impolite question. Any clue as to what may have set him off? Now, one clue, it's about China. The train that derailed in Ohio had actually broken down before, but instead of fixing the issue, the train continued on its way. Yeah, that seems like a really bad idea, as Transportation Secretary Pete Budajak is in a lot of hot water for this one. It also does not help that the residents are now feeling awful side effects from the toxic materials that were spread throughout the area. You guys ever heard of that movie White Noise? Comment down below if you're familiar with that one. Do you guys think that this problem, much like previous issues that could have been avoided, is a sign that Budajak should step down? You also won't believe what one senator found in Ohio's creek. It's some worrying stuff, you guys. And guess what? I know we're talking about Ohio, but some of these waters run all the way down to the Mississippi. And we have all of that and more in today's video, so definitely stick around until the end. But before I continue, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to what's going on in Washington, D.C., Social Security, SSI, SSDI, the state of our economy, global happenings, the housing market, the stock market, and everything that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you own a home, make sure that home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below of this video. President Biden has finally commented on the UFOs that we've been shooting down out of the sky. Now, I need you guys to listen all the way through, because we're going to break down what we may have shot missiles at.
Our military and the Canadian military are seeking to recover the debris so we can learn more about these 3 objects. Our intelligence committee is still assessing all 3 incidences. They're reporting to me daily and will continue their urgent efforts to do so, and I will communicate that to the Congress. We don't yet know exactly what these 3 objects were, but nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country. The intelligence community's current assessment is that these 3 objects were most likely balloons tied to private companies, recreation or research institutions studying weather or conducting other scientific research.
Okay, did you notice what he said? These balloons may be for recreation? And you have to remember, the Air Force used Sidewinder missiles for these balloons, each costing more than $400,000. Now, with that in mind, one of the targets may have been a $12 balloon that belongs to Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade, basically an enthusiast club. So in hindsight, we spent $400,000 to take down a $12 balloon. There's also the case about the missing Sidewinder missile that initially missed the object over Lake Huron.
So, Tara, on the balloon shot, yes, first shot missed on the 4th balloon. So we're talking about the balloon that was downed over Lake Huron. On the 4th one over Lake Huron, first shot missed, second shot hit. So the most important thing for the American military is to protect the American people. So we evaluate the risk. We evaluate the risk of the balloons themselves. Are they a kinetic threat or not? Yes, no. Are they an intelligence threat? Are they a threat to civil aviation? All those things we go through very, very carefully. We determine what the debris field is likely to be with one of these platforms landing on the Earth's surface or in the water. So we go to great lengths to make sure that the airspace is clear and the backdrop is clear out to the max effective range of the missile. And in this case, the missile landed harmlessly in the water of Lake Huron.
So yeah, goodbye $400,000, just like that. Since that's already been discussed by President Biden, should he now focus on talk about Ohio? You know, that huge train derailment that many fear has endangered the lives of all the citizens in the area, not to mention surrounding areas. Well, as it turns out, the train that derailed actually broke down before, and workers already said that they had concerns about its load size. Now, I wonder if this is somehow tied to the railroad union's worker strike. You know, all these different cost-cutting initiatives. One employee even said this, quote, "We shouldn't be running trains that are 150 car lengths long. In this case, had the train not been 18,000 tons, it's very likely the effects of the derailment would have been mitigated," end quote. A spokesperson for the Norfolk Southern, the transportation company that handles these trains, said that the weight distribution of the train was uniform throughout. Besides workers, residents in East Palestine are also asking, where's Pete Budajak? This incident happened February 3rd, and if my research was correct, he talked about it on his Twitter account on the 14th, saying this, Quote, I continue to be concerned about the impacts of the February 3rd train derailment near East Palestine, Ohio, and the effects on families in the 10 days since their lives were upended through no fault of their own. It is important that families have access to useful and accurate information, end quote. Many critics are saying that for someone to continue anything, be it concern or an action, one should have at least started insinuating that Budajak never cared for this derailment to begin with. They're also screening homes to detect if any danger remains for households there. But shouldn't they have covered everyone much earlier? Like, why are they checking this now? This should have been a daily thing. In fact, why wasn't everyone just evacuated just off sheer GP to make sure everyone was in good standing to return? By the 14th, there were still 181 homes that were not checked by the EPA or the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. And if that is not shocking enough, watch this.
Hey guys, so I'm here at Leslie Run and there's dead worms and dead fish all throughout this water. So, something I just discovered is that if you scrape the creek bed, it's like chemical is coming out of the ground. Can you come here and let me just show this to people. I don't know if you're going to see this on camera, but watch this. Just see that chemical pop out of the creek. This is disgusting. And the fact that we have not cleaned up the train crash, the fact that these chemicals are still seeping in the ground is an insult to the people who live in East Palestine. Do not forget these people. We've got to keep applying pressure. That's how we're going to fix this problem. Thank you.
But again, guys like Budajak are saying that it's safe and that people should go back home. Some residents don't agree.
If the air is so clean and the water is safe, why is everybody having all these symptoms? My eyes were burning, my head was pounding, my chest was hurting, my throat was hurting, I couldn't quit coughing.
At this point, should Budajak just step down? Because clearly people are worried and are getting sick. And this isn't the time to send them back home. It's a time to send them help. I feel like this is the second recent incident that's attacking our lungs. But what are your thoughts on all this, guys? Now, someone else who may need help is President Biden himself during press conferences. Look at what happened during the same one where he talked about UFOs.
There's been criticism that this was there's been criticism that this
trying to compromise by your family's business relations.
Sir, Mr. President, there has been criticism.
Break, man.
Did you overreact?
Mr. President, there has been criticism that this was an overreaction that was done because of political pressure.
You come my office and ask the question when they have more polite people.
Mr. President, why have you chosen Poland?
Do you guys think that the shouting was impolite? Or was it the question of the president having business deals with China? It could also be because he doesn't want the American people to be reminded of his son's laptop that details the Biden family having business deals with overseas partners. Any guesses as to which one made him walk out of that press conference? You know something I wish we could just walk out on? The price of goods. Our expenses continue to rise, more Americans are losing their savings, and we're just building more and more debt on our credit cards. And while there are opportunities out there to make money, it's not easy to figure out which one is for us. There's the allure of multiple streams of income with side hustles or small businesses. There's also the returns that could be had from either the stock market or the real estate market. And of course, there's the many upsides of understanding our budget. Now, if you guys are interested in these topics, feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. There's a link in the description down below. The road to financial freedom is not easy, but it's also not impossible. Now, before I go, guys, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video. Also, subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys are awesome. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next video.